Hey everybody, and welcome back to Windies 2013, my award show honoring my favorite games from the past year. I've talked a lot about Kinslaying and alien invasion so far, but some of my favorite games from 2013 were those that focused on the silly, the irreverent, or the downright absurd. So without further ado, here's my picks for the best silly games from the past year. Number 3. Robot Rollerderby Disco Dodgeball. A first-person dodgeball game with online multiplayer. Such a simple idea, how did nobody think of it until now? Well, whatever the reason, Disco Dodgeball is already a breath of fresh air in spite of its unfinished state, and it really does a good job of capturing the feel of these childhood dodgeball games. The ability to catch balls also adds a cool level of defense that I haven't seen in what's basically a first-person shooter before. Add to that the fact that the online multiplayer already works well and the variety of objective-based game modes that exist within the game, and Disco Dodgeball was one of 2013's most refreshing games overall. Number 2. The Typing of the Dead Overkill. I think I like The Typing of the Dead so much because it appeals to the inner dork in me. As a kid, I grew up playing so-called edutainment games like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego and Mario is Missing, and I think I developed a soft spot for games that were fun but also let me show off my inner nerdiness. Typing of the Dead Overkill is neat because it's kind of like an adult edutainment game. It's violent, overtly sexual, but the core of the gameplay is still just hammering out words and phrases as quickly as you possibly can on your keyboard, and that's absurd enough to plaster over most of the other cracks in the game. I don't think there was a game this year that pleasantly surprised me more with its mere existence than Typing of the Dead Overkill. Number 1. Surgeon Simulator 2013. The highest praise I can give Surgeon Simulator 2013 is that it was the game that actually inspired this category in the first place. There have, of course, been popular silly games before it, like QWOP and Happy Wheels, for example, but Surgeon Simulator 2013 was the first game in this vein to surprise and satisfy me as much as it frustrated me. And make no mistake, it is a very frustrating game, and sometimes when I spend 4 minutes just trying to pick up a scalpel, I want to punch through the monitor and do the surgery myself, but that frustration is part of the fun. Hell, maybe even most of the fun. Add to that the number of different surgeries in wildly different conditions added to the game after it was successfully greenlit, and Surgeon Simulator 2013 easily ended up being my favorite silly game of the past year.
Hello, this is JSmithOTI, and my choice for Best Silly Game of the Year goes to Game Dev Tycoon. Greenheart Games was able to capture my imagination and my knowledge about the gaming industry with Game Dev Tycoon. I could finally make my dream gaming studio and release all of the romantic sports games I've ever wanted.
Well, there you have my picks. Make sure to let me know in the comments below what your choices are for best silly games of 2013, and of course, stay tuned right here for more Windies.